So I'm going to come on here and rant quite a bit about an incident that just happened to me in Ontario County, New York. So I just came back upstairs with my son, used the bathroom, and I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat. Everybody does it, so if you want to roast me, do it. I don't give a shit. I had a little bit of dribble. And that's no reason for a cop to sit here and stop you. Okay? Let alone drive by us 3 times and then come in and act all buddy-buddy about it. Oh, what are you guys doing today? Pokemon Go. Oh, have you caught or find anything good? I'm like, yeah, it's a big event. There's good Pokemon out. And then he's like, oh, well, can you come over to my car really quick? This dude had the audacity to ask me if I was drinking or on drugs just because there was a little bit of piss on my pants. You know, I told him, I'm like, you want to go check my cameras, you can see that we just came out here. Didn't even acknowledge, oh no, we don't need to do that, or anything. And then he started asking me personal questions, like, oh, well, is you and his mom still together? That's when I knew that it was targeted. Okay? So then I'm like, you want to take a breathalyzer on me, you can. You ain't going to find anything. Disregarded that too. Didn't do anything. Kept badgering me. And I told him, I'm like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. I have not been drinking. You know, I don't do drugs. And then he's like, well, I'm like, yeah, it's piss. Okay? He's like, well, I know it's piss, but that's not a dribble. So let me ask you again, are you going to tell me the truth? Have you been drinking? I'm like, I'm telling you the truth. I have not been drinking. And I said, you can take a breathalyzer again. He didn't even acknowledge that. So he kept going on about, oh, well, how long have you been sober? I'm like, I've been sober my whole life. I don't drink, don't smoke, used to smoke cigarettes. And then he kept asking that like 4 times after. How long have you been sober? It was targeted from one of my exes. I'm not going to name them. This is what I'm talking about with Ontario County justice system. You have nothing better to do than stop an autistic person. I shouldn't have to say that on here. Or I shouldn't have to tell the police station that I'm autistic for these people to leave me the fuck alone. I know that this is going on and ranting, and I apologize if it offends anyone. This just irritates the fuck out of me. But he took my ID. Then he had the audacity to ask me to check my book bag if there's any drugs or alcohol in there. You know, me being compliant, my son's standing over there petrified that I'm going to go to jail. So, if my son wasn't right there, I would have walked away because he never told me that he was detaining me or that I was under arrest. So I had every legal action to walk away, but I didn't. Okay? My main focus was my son's feelings. And I kept looking at him and everything. Long story short, Ontario County needs to leave me the hell alone. Because I'm not doing anything illegal, and you shouldn't have stopped me because I had a little bit of piss on my pants. Roast me in the comments, I don't care. I'm autistic. Congratulations, you all know. But, so I ended up calling, because I didn't get the guy's badge number or name, because I was mainly focused about my son and everything. So I called down to the local sheriff office because it's a weekend, so the actual police station is not open. But they still run. And they couldn't give me his name, so they transferred me to the sergeant. That sergeant was a great help. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. And he told me the name. I'm not going to say his name. I will put it up on screen. But, you know, I filed a complaint, and I told everyone, I'm going to be blasting this on social media, because that was very, very unethical and unprofessional if you had that big of a concern, one, you wouldn't have drove past us 3 times before you came in. And two, you really shouldn't be looking at my area anyways. And three, if you had that big of a concern, how come you didn't take me up on looking at my cameras or taking a breathalyzer? Answer me that. I'm going off. I'm so sorry, chat. I don't like to get this way. But when you do that to the extent where my son is petrified that I'm going to get arrested for something I didn't fucking do, and then you continuously badger me to admit that I was drinking, which I wasn't. I don't do drugs or drink. I had one alcoholic beverage when I was 21, and I told him that. I don't like it. I like to be in control of my body. So, he ran my ID, but as soon as I mentioned that the person that I thought that was tied to it was a narcissist, he backed off. And you want to know why? Because I'm pretty sure that officer is a narcissist. Because narcissists do not like or don't expect people that they're targeting to know what narcissistic personality disorder is. And I do. And I knew everything that I was doing was 100% compliant. So, thank you for letting me vent, guys. I appreciate it. Hopefully in the future I don't have to continue making videos like this because I don't like doing this. But it's freedom of speech. You're going to continue to do things and target me because one of my exes can't get to me because all of my exes are narcissists. I just want to make that clear. So, I'm not going to tell you who I think's tied to it, but just know that all of my exes are narcissists. You guys can figure out and try and guess who it is. You guys can... I'm not going to answer in the comments who it is. But, yeah, guys. That was very, very unprofessional and unethical. He should have took me up on the breathalyzer and looking at my cameras if he was that much concerned about the well-being of my child, or that I was on alcohol or on drugs. Thank you guys. Long video, ranting. If you guys have dealt with this before, make sure you guys engage. Thank you so much.